Fenirob here, coming at you face first, which is rare if you've watched my channel. Every once in a while, I like to let you all see what I look like, just to know I'm a real person. And normally when you watch the channel, you'll see just the game. You'll see us talking about a game or playing a game or a chill unboxing video with some cool music behind it. Rarely do you get to see this mug, but today is your lucky day. You're still here? Well, thank you. Why don't you go ahead and subscribe? This is as bad as it gets right here. Today I'm going to be talking about a few games that I think should be reprinted. Most of these are out of print. A couple of them might still be in print, but you probably don't even know that. So let's get started. First up, The Downfall of Pompeii. You can look up all these games on Board Game Geek. I'm not going to tell you in great detail about them, but if you look them up, you'll see why these games need a reprint. This game was designed by the person who designed Carcassonne, I believe, Klaus-Jürgen Ried. This was published by Mayfair Games, and it's been out of print for a while. This is one of the meanest games out there. If you like the game Survive Escape from Atlantis and the new reprint, which is Survive the Island, then you're gonna love this game. You know, the theme seems iffy, I guess. Maybe you don't know about Pompeii, but basically you're going to be tossing your opponent's meeples into a volcano over and over and over again. If a publisher got hold of this, I think this game could be modernized and it's super fun. I think you should check it out. If you haven't, you might be able to get it on the secondary market. I got this from a local game store from a friend of mine, but it's very rare to find in the wild. The Downfall of Pompeii, you will laugh pretty hard playing this game. Next up, if you watch the channel, you know I'm a huge fan of Reiner Knizia. He's probably my favorite designer at this point. We do a lot of coverage on him. In fact, I have a whole playlist of his games. I'll probably put them at the end of this video. This is a game that I got from a friend of mine, and I think he picked it up for $5 at the Dice Tower convention in Orlando. This one, the cover looks really cool, but the board is as ugly as it gets and the pieces are terrible. But in a typical Reiner Knizia game, there's very few rules. You're going to be trying to move your 4 pieces around the board, trying to collect resources, and you're trying to make sets of resources. And the game is played over 2 halves. In the first half, you're trying to get to certain places on the board so you can survive the nuke exploding or whatever the disease is that's coming in. And then in the second half of the game, the ones that survived the first half can continue collecting resources. So you might have started with 4 of your meeples to move around, but maybe you only were able to save 3 of them during the first round. In the second round, you'll put those back out and keep going and trying to collect sets of resources. As with most Knizia games, you're going to have simple rules. You're going to be either moving 1 meeple 2 spaces or 2 meeples 1 space. And then you're going to collect stuff as you go. There's a lot of mean blocking people off, trying to keep other people from getting to what they want. It's through and through a great Knizia design, but it needs an overhaul about as bad as any game has ever needed. Zombiegeddon, I think this game would be easily a 7 or above with better production. So somebody out there, make this. Next up is the second and last Knizia design on my short list. This one is called Spectaculum, which is a weird name and probably one of the worst box covers I've ever seen. This game, again, typical Knizia. You've got simple rules. You're going to be trying to get your circus to spread out across the land. Each of you are the founders of a particular circus team. You're going to be hiring performers at certain market levels. You're trying to hire them at low cost. And then at some point during the game, you're going to want to release them when they're making too much money and recoup your losses. It's basically an auction game meets Through the Desert. And this game is super fun. I've always loved this game, but it's been so difficult to get people to play it with me because the art is just weird. It just doesn't fit what's going on in the game. So check this one out. It was an R&R Games design. They do make some really good games, but for whatever reason, I just don't like the art in this one, and I think this game could come back. Knizia has had sort of a resurgence in the last few years, and I think he's hit his mark. I think this game could be updated and made into something we would like to. I don't even think the theme with the circus needs to be there, but that's just my humble opinion. Spectaculum. Next up, this game I had to confirm was out of print, eminent domain, but it is. Now, there's going to be some coverage on the channel on this one. I just played this recently again with Evil Jeff. I have loved this game since I've owned it, and it's been, I think, since 2014. It's one of the first games I got when I got back into the hobby. And in this game, you're going to find some of the best deck building. You're going to have action selection and the follow action, which is one of the first times I'd seen that in a game. Great space theme. You're going to be trying to colonize planets. You might be trying to attack planets, but all along you're going to be trying to collect the most victory points. It has kind of a race factor to victory points. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Tiny Epic Galaxies in that regard. But this game is pretty immersive for a game that's been around this long, and I really think this one needs a reprint. In looking at Board Game Geek, which again I suggest you do to look up all these games, it seems like Rio Grande was going to be doing a reprint, but then that's gone away. This game is designed by Seth Jaffe. He also designed Crusaders, which is a great game from TMG, and he's a really good designer. This game needs to come back, and I think he says on Board Game Geek, the most recent thing I saw at the time of filming, which is the beginning of 2026, and he says that there might be another publisher in the works, but I don't know anything about it. But I do know this game needs to come back. Great deck builder, probably my favorite deck builder, and I'm not a big deck builder fan. The last two games are probably technically still in print, but I think they could use an upgrade. First one is this game, Adventureland. This is a game that from Haba, and it's one of those games that's designed, I think, for families where if you have kids and you're trying to work them into a Euro-style game, it has simpler rules, and it has sort of a modular setup for each game, and the setup is progressively more gamey as you go along. I've only ever played this game with one of the higher level modular setups, and I think this game could be a really good Euro with simple rules, sort of like Rebirth, if they would just go ahead and own up that this could be a game for grown-ups. So I don't know if you want to use the Adventureland name. That's a little weird. It's basically putting meeples out, and it's got one of those situations where as you're placing them out, you can't go back. So you got to keep moving forward, and there's certain resources you're trying to collect. There's also a bit of dice rolling and attacking monsters. You're trying to clear the land of the bad guys and secure area majority in the cities on the map. It has a lot of grown-up concepts, but it seems like they tried to make this more of a family game, and I really feel like this could be redone by someone who is ambitious enough. So someone please do that. If it's Haba, great. Own up to it. You can have this game and something for adults too. It's fine. Last up, one of my favorite games of all time. If you ever see me posting anything on Facebook or Board Game Geek or social media, when people ask you, what's your most underrated game? It's probably this one. The Walled City in Londonderry and Borderlands, because it's a two-sided board, and one is on that city and the other one's on this other one. This is an area control game and a hand card resource management, because you only have a certain number of cards in your hand that you can play out, and those will dictate how you put out your meeples. And also, which is the main feature of this game, is there are no borders. You're actually putting down the walls of the city, and on one side of the wall you place 2 meeples, and on the other side of the wall you place 1 meeple. And you have to decide, even before you may see how the whole board's going to shape out, how you want to affect the area majority. It's really a brain burner of a game, and I think on Board Game Geek it's over a 3 in difficulty level. There were a few videos about this game when it came out. One of them with Rado, where if you watch his review of it, I think you'll see that it's just agonizing to him because he really likes the game, but it's just so AP inducing, I think, that you can see his conundrum when he does the video. I love it. It definitely is a brain burner, and it has some concepts in it that I think if someone were to get hold of this, and again, I'm not sure that it's even out of print. You can still get it on Amazon. Highly recommend you picking it up if you like Euro games that are interactive, because this game is very interactive. There's not a ton of luck, really not that much luck at all, but it really is an in-your-face Euro, which is a rare thing. Most of those are solitaire type games when it comes down to it. So, but I do think that if someone got hold of this and sort of modernized or streamlined a couple of the aspects of this was done by Daryl Andrews, who I think is Sagrada, he's the designer of that game. I think it's one of his first designs. Really does shine through. I love this game as is, but I do think the masses could use a reintroduction to it. So there you go. So this one, again, might still be in print. I think it is, from Mercury Games. I looked them up to try to see if they were doing anything. It's hard to tell. I think they might still be active, but there you go. So those are games that I think need a reprint here in the beginning of 2026. If you're watching this at any time and these games have been reprinted and you're very familiar with them, maybe it was me that did it. I don't know. We'll never know. Anyway, thank you for watching. It's fenirob here. Subscribe to the channel.